I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. Which is why I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather.
Just when many people started to let their guard down and take the situation less seriously, Stephen A. Smith stepped forward to expose even more details about Floyd Mayweather, revealing the numerous attempts he reportedly made to fraudulently escape his ongoing financial bankruptcy troubles.
All that money to the IRS, how much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this, he makes so much money, there's probably...
Stephen A. Smith has unexpectedly found himself acting as an investigative reporter over these past few days. And interestingly enough, he has been privy to all this insider information because he has some contacts within Floyd Mayweather's team who are updating him on every single development and progress, leading the well-known ESPN commentator to make some incredibly bold and more than wild claims here about Floyd Mayweather and the true state of his complicated finances.
That's all he needs to do to erase that debt. Don't go to the damn poker table. Don't go to the blackjack table. Don't go to the slot machine, for crying out loud, even if it's only asking you for $1. Don't do it. Stay the hell out of the casino.
Stephen A. Smith has now claimed that Floyd Mayweather's extravagant lifestyle is what ultimately left him broke after acquiring so many houses and cars that have essentially been of no real use to him. Speaking recently on his ESPN show, Stephen A. Smith said of Mayweather, "I am here today to share that I am deeply disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother Floyd Money Mayweather. And I have to ask, is his daily and monthly overhead really so high that the money is just gone? And let me tell you, trust me, it is completely gone now. If you call him, you'll find him hosting at your local nightclub, because he desperately needs that action right now to get by."
It ain't good to make all that money if you ain't got any of it to keep for yourself, bro. When you look at the Vegas casinos, just think twice about going down there yourself. That's all. Send your boys to do it for you. Order room service. Chill out, do something. Anything but gamble, bro. Keep your money. Because as great as you are, I got news for you.
He then went on to add more context by explaining how Floyd has reportedly been fighting off bankruptcy by using fake investments as a way to secure loans and deals from various financial institutions. But unfortunately for him, he was recently exposed after he got into serious debt with one particular organization for over 4 years and ultimately could not gather enough cash to make good on what he owed.
You know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space.
Stephen A. reported that Floyd is currently busy looking for any kind of scheme he can find to bail himself out of bankruptcy because he spent so much money over the years that the cash flow has now completely refused to come out of him, and all of his so-called investments are just attempts to get more deals to keep up with a flashy lifestyle. And he was recently called out by a company he owes money to, which is really crazy for him right now, and according to Stephen A. Smith, the boxing champion, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is once again embroiled in a legal controversy, and this time serious RICO allegations are involved, with the ESPN reporter stating that Leonard Sulmanov, the owner of online retailer Lenzo & Co., is alleging that Mayweather owes him nearly $4 million for a 3-year-old luxury jewelry purchase that was never fully paid for.
When they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes, and you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer. And
on Friday, Solmanov officially filed a lawsuit in Miami federal court accusing the boxer of flat-out refusing to pay the remaining balance on a 2021 deal that included several luxury watches, a diamond necklace, and a ring, with the jeweler claiming he only received $267,000 in 2 separate cash payments, while Mayweather still owes him a massive $3.8 million. And in the suit, Slemanov states that although he was told to put away his phone to ensure the transaction remained completely private, he was able to discreetly film the entire meeting using another phone, and he is also alleging that Mayweather and his company, the Money Team, violated the RICO Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act by citing fraud, civil conspiracy, breach of contract, and civil theft, among other serious charges.
Exhibition match, all right, that's fine. You know, kind of sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect.
The suit further states that Mayweather, TMT, and possibly others have systematically created, participated, and engaged in what can only be described as a quasi-criminal money laundering scheme involving high-end rare and exclusive luxury watches and jewelry, explaining the defendants acting in concert and with other financially incentivized third parties will purchase and acquire luxury watches by soliciting watch brokers, like plaintiffs herein, and offering them upfront cash with payment terms in exchange for the purchase of watches and jewelry with no intention of ever paying off the total balances. And even the exhibition fights that Mayweather always used as a backup plan to get himself out of financial mess were heavily criticized by Stephen A. Smith, who weighed in on Floyd's exhibitions after the recent brawl erupted between the teams of Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti III during one of those events.
Is this: when you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space.
Mayweather and Gotti were in action for a scheduled 8-round exhibition match this past Sunday, and things got awkward before the bout even started as Mayweather brought a sizable entourage with him ringside and referee Kenny Bayless demanded that space be cleared around the ring before the bout could even start, while Gotti also had a slew of his own supporters in the crowd, and things would soon get ugly between the two sides, with both Mayweather and Gotti talking trash as the fight progressed until the fight was stopped in the 6th round due to Gotti's excessive holding, and after the fight ended, Gotti went after Mayweather and the two swung at each other, which then led to a massive brawl breaking out between the Mayweather and Gotti camps right there in the arena.
Now, Floyd Mayweather had an exhibition boxing match, and in this boxing match, Floyd Money Mayweather decides who's he fighting? What's the name of that guy? John Gotti III. Ladies and gentlemen, chaos broke out. And I'm not talking about legit, bona fide boxing, pure boxing chaos.
During a recent episode of ESPN's First Take, Stephen A. Smith shared his honest views on Mayweather continuing to take these exhibition fights, saying, "For me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining, and I like the one with Conor McGregor, but not so much the one with Logan Paul, because I just see some of these things, and this is my personal feeling: when you are that great, and you are that elite, not just anyone deserves to be in the ring with you, even if you are retired, even if it is just for exhibition purposes." But as far as the post-fight brawl is concerned, Smith is not putting much thought into it, saying that little melee and stuff does not matter to me, and as far as I am concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated, I do not know, but I do know that not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather, and I just truly believe that.
The individual that he was fighting right there is the grandson of the late infamous mobster John Gotti. I am not aware of John Gotti III having any real kind of boxing background. I did not see the fight, although I heard he lost every round and Floyd Money Mayweather was whipping him pretty good. I was not there. I did not see.
Even YouTuber Jake Paul has now suggested that boxing superstar Floyd Mayweather did not pay his brother Logan Paul for their exhibition bout simply because he is completely bankrupt and has no money left, with Logan having extended his entire 8-round contest with the American more than a year ago, and repeatedly suggesting he was severely underpaid for that fight. And while this claim has been denied by Mayweather, Jake has firmly supported his brother's argument with his own comments, suggesting the boxing legend has now lost his entire $1 billion fortune. And in an interview with Rob Moore, Jake stated flatly that Floyd Mayweather is bankrupt, and I have been saying it all along, and I think he probably spent it all on the girls he pays to be around him constantly.
Yeah, so we're gonna sue Floyd Mayweather.
It's good with this. The conversation about this. Last time you were one of these.
Even if they want to come and get some sparring, let's run it.
Now, did Logan ever get paid with the situation with Floyd Mayweather?
Nah, not yet. Floyd Mayweather's broke. You know, that's what a lot of people don't realize. He gets these big checks and doesn't pay the taxes on it. And then the IRS comes hunting him down later. He owes a lot of people I know money, and Logan's deep down on that list. So
these comments come after Logan took to Instagram earlier this month to take a look back at Mayweather on the 1-year anniversary of their exhibition battle, where he said, "1 year ago today, I ran into Floyd Mayweather, and he is hard to beat, but even harder to cash in on, so who should I fight next?" And it was widely expected that Mayweather would earn around $55 million from that fight, with Logan taking about $15 million of the rest, but the boxing legend has since dismissed the American YouTuber's claims as complete nonsense, while also claiming that Paul has suggested the pair should have a rematch since then, despite all the public complaining about payment.
He is the promotional arm of his fights. It's very important. So much money because whereas they the public are like, why does it go on sale? Don't file.
However, Floyd Mayweather did eventually react, and he responded to these bankruptcy claims by announcing a false $42 million investment, effectively silencing those who believe he is having serious money issues ever since retiring from professional boxing, and the undefeated boxer has built an entire career around silencing doubters both inside and outside of the ring, but despite retiring with a perfect 50-0 record and beating some of the very best fighters of his era, the 47-year-old rarely receives his proper flowers from fans of the sport, and once again Floyd Mayweather did all of this to earn praise from fans for his recent actions, simultaneously silencing the doubters and pretending to help those in need when he falsely claimed he splashed an enormous $42 million on an affordable housing deal in Manhattan.
To my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
According to his fake reports and fabricated documents, the boxing legend is supposedly continuing his delve into the real estate world, primarily in Upper Manhattan, by striking a $42 million deal to acquire a 1,000-unit affordable housing complex, and as was confirmed by The Real Deal, a section of the deal had already been wrapped up with the remainder set to be completed in the following months, with more than 60 buildings containing 1,000 affordable houses being purchased by Mayweather, making it one of the most significant multifamily deals of the year in New York. But sadly, none of this was actually found in the state records after any proper investigation was conducted, and Floyd Mayweather's large investment was mainly aimed at putting an end to the persistent rumors that he is completely broke, because while he is one of the biggest names of his generation in the sport of boxing, many reports have claimed that he has had ongoing money problems for years, which was considered a major factor in why he even entertained a fight with Conor McGregor back in 2017 in the first place.
You can do the same. It's all about making power moves.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm pointing like this because all we're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do.
Since then, those rumors of his financial issues have only escalated and have arguably been aided by his continued interest in taking exhibition bouts, with his most recent outing coming less than 2 months ago on August 24th. And while his true financial situation remains unclear, it does seem like the earlier rumors might not be legit, following the huge housing investment that he supposedly backed in Manhattan. And interestingly, Floyd has made several attempts to tackle his doubters, himself especially. The ones who believe he is completely broken banter often tends to turn serious, but most of the time these exchanges remain harmless, with both parties eventually shaking hands and making up afterward. And thankfully this one fell under the latter category, because in the boxing world, when you are in Las Vegas, it is almost impossible to avoid one of the city's most prominent residents. Floyd Mayweather Jr., as the unbeaten former world champion, recently crossed paths with a renowned promoter who was in town for the upcoming clash between Diego Pacheco and Steven Nelson. The discussion between Mayweather Jr. and the promoter took an unexpected turn when the former champion brought up a sensitive topic from last year, and had the conversation involved different personalities, it might have taken another direction. So credit goes to Mayweather Jr. and the promoter for navigating such a thorny subject with ease. And as of now, details about Mayweather Jr.'s next exhibition fight remain completely undisclosed after he fought John Gotti III in a rematch last August. And while standing beside him, Mayweather Jr. revealed he does not use any social media apps on his phone, and addressing an associate, he recalled how the promoter once painted a grim picture of his finances, saying, "So one day somebody said, because you know I do not have social media on my phone, so they showed me, and he was like, Floyd Mayweather ain't got no money, and that is why he is doing exhibitions," said the former 5-division champion.
I'm here to talk to the people about one of my jewelers. It's not one of my new jewelers, one of my low-key jewelers, Tony, at Pasha in Manhattan Beach, California. You guys need to come check him out. Now today, let me show you guys what I purchased.
Mayweather Jr. jokingly remarked to his associate that the promoter often spins such narratives, perhaps struggling to accept the reality. But in the end they cleared the air and said, "But one thing about that, me and him got it clear," as Mayweather Jr. explained, and the promoter quipped, "We said as long as it is 10 or 20 no problem," and this remark had everyone in the room laughing, and anything less cannot be less than 10 because then, "We are struggling for money," he added, fueling even more mirth. And Floyd Mayweather Jr. then mentioned showing some of his accounts to him, prompting the promoter to comment, "Imagine how much money Floyd Mayweather would have made if I was his promoter," and once again this sent Mayweather Jr. and his friends into fits of laughter, and it was only a few months ago that the promoter reportedly raised serious questions over Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s net worth, saying, "I do not think he has got the money. He says he has, and I do not think he needs the money, but when you have got that lifestyle, when he is spending what he is spending, you start to wonder," said the promoter during a candid interview.
Tony, matter of fact, I don't need to tell him, you tell him.
Got a little rose gold sky dweller, chocolate dial, 40 karat pear shape, 1 carat each, tennis bracelet, only for the best of the champ.
Now when you guys come here, if you want to
The famous Brit has cast doubt on Floyd Mayweather's true financial status, questioning whether the undefeated boxing legend actually possesses the wealth he claims, and he remarked, "I do not think he has got the money," and this remark coincided with various reports speculating about Mayweather Jr.'s financial status. However, his high-value asset purchases suggest he remains far removed from such rumors and still ranks as one of the wealthiest sports figures in the entire world, but sadly Floyd Mayweather is not always able to confront all his naysayers, as there are some who know more than he can possibly withhold, and to Floyd Mayweather his longtime rival 50 Cent is not just a doubter but a genuine threat to his sanity and peace of mind.
So, y'all gotta know the difference between a hack bag and a Birkin bag.
Aside from the other various debts that got leaked to the public after Mayweather made several attempts to cover them up, his longtime rival 50 Cent always claims the boxing legend owes him $2 million. A debt that was caused by his own lavish lifestyle and poor financial choices. Because despite just returning from a long time out in jail, Mayweather chose to celebrate his return by spending money on cars and jewelry, paying little attention to the things that actually mattered, like repaying his friends, and it appears Mayweather needed some promotion and approached 50 for some help with that. And having started TMT Promotions before Mayweather's recent bout in jail, the boxer ended up owing the rapper over $2 million for his efforts. But when he was finally released from prison, Mayweather spent the money he owed on jewelry and cars instead of repaying his debt to 50 Cent.
Andre Durrell, IBF champion Billy Dip, WBA champion Celestino Calabero. You know, so we brought them over. I brought him over while Floyd was, still incarcerated. Yeah. Then he comes home. There's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign that goes on, where it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying the new Lamborghini and all these new things. And then
Mayweather was actually going into jail, and he asked me to help him with Mayweather Promotions. But as he actually got in and I took a look, I realized there is no Mayweather Promotions at all. There is no LLC, there are no seals, there is nothing incorporated, and technically Floyd is a Golden Boy fighter, because he fights on every Golden Boy card and they do all the footwork. So when he says help me with Mayweather Promotions and it is not there, I go, okay, I know what he means. He wants me to put it together for him, so I do TMT Promotions and I get it all the way together, and he comes home and there is this Let Us Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign that goes on, where there are $300,000 chains being bought and they are buying him the new Lamborghini, and I am sitting there going, when are you going to give me the money, because it is about $2 million owed at that point. And when he finally does bring up the actual situation, he acted like he did not know anything. Like I did not tell y'all to do that, and Mayweather may have even ignored the whole deal when 50 asked him to pay up, and eventually as things got heated, Mayweather had his crew tweet nasty stuff towards 50 Cent online.
Because you had already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail, right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when, but see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless.
Right.
You know, so I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants?
All right, everyone. Stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Glove Lord and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.